Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great. I am Neha Rajvanshi and I welcome you all in our today's class, that is English class of class 9th. So students, in today's video we will start reading with our next poem from the book Beehive. Okay, so this is poem number 4 and the name of the poem is The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Okay, so this is very famous poem, okay, written by one of the very famous, very important poet, that is Mr. William Butler Yeats. Okay, and he is popularly known as Mr. W.B. Yeats. Okay, so this is very interesting poem, so let's start reading about the poem. Okay, so before starting reading the poem, let's get some idea about the poem. This well-known poem explores the poet's longing for the peace and tranquility of Innisfree, a place where he spent a lot of time as a boy, and this poem is a lyric. Okay, so this poem is a very well-known poem, right? So this is very famous, very popular poem, and this poem explores the poet's longing. Okay, so what is longing? Longing means, deep desire. Okay, so in this poem we can see that poet is having a very deep desire, okay, for the peace and the tranquility of Innisfree. Okay, so Innisfree is a place, okay, and it is a very natural place. It is full of natural beauty. It is full of peace, and it is full of calmness, right? So tranquility means calmness, right? So poet wanted to have peace, the poet wanted to have calmness, right? This is the reason the poet, he wanted to go to this place, that is Innisfree. Okay, a place where he spent a lot of time as a boy. Okay, so when he was a boy, when he was in his childhood, right? So at that time he spent a lot of time there in this place, that is Innisfree. Okay, so now when he is in the city, okay, and now when he is adult, right? So now he is remembering his childhood, now he is remembering the place, that is Innisfree. Okay, and now one more time he wanted to go to this place because he wanted to have the peace, because he wanted to have the tranquility that is there in this place. Okay, this poem is a lyric. Okay, and one more thing about the poem, वो चीज़ क्या है कि ये जो poem है, ये poem बहुत ही it is a very good example of lyric. Okay, so what is lyric? So students, when we read literature, right, when we read the poetry section, so in poetry section there are so many kinds of poetry. Okay, so ये जो poem है, ये best example है lyric का, right? So now what is lyric? Let's see. Modern lyric poetry is a formal type of poetry which expresses personal emotions or feelings typically spoken in the first person. Okay, so lyric क्या होती है? जो modern lyric poetry होती है, that is a formal type of poetry. Okay, so बहुत ही formal तरीके से, formal language में, right, formal pattern को follow करते हुए लिखी जाती है, और generally जो poem होती है ये express करती है क्या? Personal emotions को, right, feelings को. Okay, जो poet के अपने खुद के personal इमोशंस होते हैं, जो पोइट की खुद की फीलिंग्स होती है, उन फीलिंग्स को लिरिक के थ्रू जो पोइट्स हैं वो एक्सप्रेस करते हैं. एंड वन मोर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ लिरिक इज टिपिकली स्पोकन इन द फर्स्ट पर्सन. ओके, तो जो लिरिक्स होती है वो जनरली जो पोइट्स होते हैं वो फर्स्ट पर्सन को यूज करते हुए लिखते हैं. ओके, सो वी ऑल नो अबाउट फर्स्ट पर्सन प्रोनाउन क्या होते हैं? आई, राइट? सो जो पोइट्स होते हैं वो अपनी खुद की फीलिंग्स, खुद के इमोशंस को एक्सप्रेस करते हैं, एंड जनरली दे use first person pronoun, that is I, while writing the poems. Okay, so इस तरह की जो poems होती हैं they are known as lyric. Okay, clear? So I hope now you all know what is a lyric. So lyric is a poem that is generally very formal kind of poetry, and such poetry they express poets personal feeling, their personal emotions, right? And the poets, they use first person pronoun while writing such poems that are lyric. Okay, so now let's start reading the poem. So students, this poem is divided into 3 stanzas. Okay, 3 stanzas में इस poem को लिखा गया है, and each and every stanzas there are 4 lines. Okay, so these are the first 2 lines of the first stanza. Okay, let's read the lines. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and waters made. Okay, so these are the opening lines of the poem, opening lines of the first stanza. Okay, and in these lines the poet is saying that I will arise. Okay, so as we have read earlier that this is a good example of a lyric. Okay, it is a lyric poem, and this is the reason the poet is using first person pronoun. Okay, so poet is expressing his own own feelings, his own emotions, right? So poet is saying that I will arise and go now. Okay, so what is arise? Arise means to wake up or to stand up. Okay, so poet, he is so determined. Okay, he is so firm. Okay, and he is so eager that he is saying that he just wanted to stand up and he just wanted to go where, and go to Innisfree. Okay, so poet, he just wanted to stand up and he just wanted to go to this place, that is Innisfree. Clear? एंड अ स्मॉल कैबिन बिल्ट देयर. और अब जब पॉइंट यहाँ जाएंगे, इनिस्फ्री में जाएंगे, सो वहाँ जाने के बाद वो क्या करेंगे? सो नेक्स्ट ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग द थिंग एंड ही इज सेइंग दैट व्हेन वो इनिस्फ्री पहुँच जाएंगे देन ही विल मेक अ स्मॉल कैबिन. ओके, सो व्हाट इज कैबिन? कैबिन मीन्स वी कैन से अ रूम. ओके, सो वहाँ पे रहेंगे कैसे वो? सो रहने के लिए ही विल बिल्ड अ स्मॉल रूम देयर. ओके, ऑफ क्ले एंड वाटर्स मेड. ओके, वो जो स्मॉल रूम है और वी कैन से वो जो स्मॉल हाउस वो बनाएंगे वो कैसा बनेगा? इट विल बिल्ड ऑफ क्ले. ओके, सो वो वी ऑल नो व्हाट इज क्ले, इट्स अ मड, राइट? वो क्ले का बनेगा, मड का बनेगा. एंड वाटर्स. ओके, सो व्हाट इज वाटर? वाटर्स मीन्स ट्विस्टेड स्टिक्स. ओके, सो स्टूडेंट्स लुक एट द पिक्चर. दिस इज अ हाउस एंड दिस हाउस इज मेड ऑफ क्ले, मेड ऑफ मड. ओके, एंड द रूफ और वी कैन से द अपर कवरिंग ऑफ दिस हाउस is made of wattles. Okay, so these twisted sticks, okay, these are known as wattles. Okay, and I am very much sure आप सबने भी इस तरह के घर देखे होंगे रूरल एरियाज में जो कि मड के बने होते हैं, क्ले के बने होते हैं और इनकी जो अपर कवरिंग होती है वो इस तरह के ट्राइंगुलर शेप की होती है और ये जो मटेरियल यहाँ पे यूज किया जाता है दैट इज नोन एज wattles. Okay, so the poet he is saying that he just wanted to go to this place that is Innisfree. Okay, and when he will reach there then he will make a small room, he will make a small house that is made of clay and the upper covering will be made of wattles. Okay, so जो poet है वो बिल्कुल नेचुरल तरीके से रहना चाहते हैं, वो बिल्कुल पीसफुल लाइफ अपनी स्पेंड करना चाहते हैं. सो उनको बिल्कुल भी मॉडर्न चीज़ें नहीं चाहिए, वो बिल्कुल नेचर जो नेचुरल चीज़ें होती हैं मिट्टी का घर, इस तरह के घर में वो रहना चाहते हैं. ओके, सो नाउ वी कैन सी, वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि जो पोइट की जो लॉन्गिंग है, जो पोइट की डीप डिज़ायर है वो क्या है? द पोइट वांटेड टू हैव अ वेरी नेचुरल लाइफ. ओके, ही वांटेड टू लिव ओके इन अ नेचुरल प्लेस सराउंडेड बाय नेचुरल ब्यूटीज. ओके, next, so these are the next two lines of the first stanza. Clear? So let's read. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee louder glad. Okay, so now the poet is saying कि वो वहाँ रहेंगे कैसे? वो उन्होंने बता दिया that he will build a house made of clay and wattles. Okay, अब now वो he definitely he will need something to eat, right? He will eat some food there. Okay, so food को arrange वो कैसे करेंगे? So now he is explaining that 9 bean rows will I have there. ओके, सो वहाँ पे जो पॉइंट है वो एग्रीकल्चर करना चाह रहे हैं और वो क्या करेंगे? ही विल ग्रो 9 रोज और किसकी? बीन्स की, राइट? सो इन दिस पिक्चर वी कैन सी दिस इज अ फील्ड ऑफ बीन्स. ओके, सो इस तरह की जो लाइंस में इसको ग्रो किया जाता है. सो द पॉइंट ही सेइंग दैट ही विल हैव 9 रोज ऑफ बीन्स देयर. ओके, एंड अ हाइव फॉर द हनी बी. ओके, एंड ही विल ऑल्सो हैव 1 बी हाइव. ओके, सो इन दिस पिक्चर वी कैन सी दिस इज अ बी हाइव. ओके, सो ही विल कलेक्ट द हनी फ्रॉम द बी हाइव. ओके, सो इस तरह से वो वहाँ पे रहेंगे. बिल्कुल नेचुरल चीज़ें उनको चाहिए, उनको किसी भी तरह का फैंसी फूड नहीं चाहिए, फैंसी घर नहीं चाहिए. ओके, बिल्कुल बेसिक सा घर जो होता है, जो बिल्कुल नेचुरल होता है, इस तरह का वो घर बनाना चाहते हैं और बहुत ही एक सिंपल लाइफ वो चाहते हैं. ओके, बिल्कुल भी फैंसी चीज़ें नहीं होनी चाहिए, बिल्कुल भी मॉडर्नाइजेशन नहीं होना चाहिए. ही जस्ट वांटेड टू लिव अ वेरी सिंपल एंड पीसफुल लाइफ. ओके, and this is the reason that he wanted to go to this place that is Innisfree. Okay, next he is saying that and live alone in the bee louder glad. Okay, so when he will have 9 bean rows and he will have a hive for the honey bee. Okay, so next he is saying that then he will live all alone there. Okay, so he actually don't want any company there. वो वहाँ पे बिल्कुल अकेले रहना चाहते हैं. Okay, he just wanted to have the company of honey bees. Okay, उसके अलावा वो उन्हें वहाँ कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए. He just wanted to live all alone there in a be louder, glad. Okay, so what is glad? Glad is a open space. Okay, so वो एक नेचुरल जगह है. ओके, सो बिल्कुल ओपन स्पेस है. ओके, सिटीज़ में हम क्या देखते हैं, बहुत ही जो जगह होती हैं वो कितनी कम होती है, राइट. ओपन स्पेस हो ही नहीं पाता है, हर जगह बिल्डिंग्स होती हैं, मार्केट होता है. ओके, सो वो जो जगह है उनको नहीं मिल पाती है सिटी में, लेकिन वहाँ जब वो इनिस्फ्री जाएंगे, दैट इज़ अ वेरी नेचुरल प्लेस, दैट इज़ वेरी पीसफुल एंड सिंपल प्लेस. सो देयर ही विल हैव अ लॉट ऑफ ओपन स्पेस. ओके, सो ही इज सेइंग दैट ही विल लिव ऑल अलोन देयर. और वो जो ओपन स्पेस होगा वहाँ जो आवाज़ आएगी, वो आवाज़ सिर्फ और सिर्फ कैसी आएगी, इट विल बी लाउड ग्लेड. ओके, इट मीन्स द ओपन स्पेस, इट विल बी फिल्ड विद द buzzing sounds of the honey bee. Okay, so now we can see some contrast that while the poet he is in the city. Okay, so city में किस तरह की आवाज़ जनरली आती है, व्हीकल्स के हॉर्न की आवाज़ आती है. ओके, जो फैक्ट्रीज होती हैं वहाँ से आवाज़ आती है. सो मच ऑफ नॉइज पॉल्यूशन इज़ देयर इन सिटीज़. ओके, यही रीज़न है कि हमें सिटी में कभी भी बर्ड्स की आवाज़ सुनने को नहीं मिलती, हनी बी की आवाज़ हम सिटी में नहीं सुन पाते हैं. ओके, बट द पोएट व्हेन ही विल गो टू दिस प्लेस दैट इज इनिस्फ्री, then he will be able to listen the buzzing sounds of honey bees. Okay, and he will live all alone there without anyone's company. Okay, so this is the first stanza of the poem. Let's read the again one more time. So in these lines the poet is showing his determination. Okay, and he is saying that he is so much fed up with the city life that he just wanted to stand up and he just wanted to go to this place that is Innisfree. Why? Because this is a very peaceful place, this is a very natural place, and it is a very simple place. Okay, and there he wanted to build a small room, a small house for himself, and that house will be made of clay and the upper covering will be made of wattles. Okay, so it will be a very basic house. Okay, without any fancy things. Okay, and for food he is saying that he will grow 9 rows of beans. Okay, and he will have some hive, he will have some hives for the honey bee, and he will collect honey from those hives. Okay, next he is saying that he will live all alone there without anyone's company, and he will listen the buzzing sounds of bees there that is a open space, that is a open place. Clear? This is the first stanza of the poem. Now let's discuss some of the literary devices that are there in this stanza. So first of all, let's see the rhyme scheme. So students, I am very much sure now you all can understand, now you all can mark the rhyme scheme. Okay, so we just have to look at the last word of the each and every line. Okay, and we have to see at the sound of the words. Okay, so let's see, first word is Innisfree. Okay, so this is the first sound, so we will mark it as A. Clear? Second sound is made. Okay, so Innisfree and made, Innisfree, made, they are similar? No, it's again a new sound, so we will mark made as B. Clear? Next word is honey bee. Okay, so let's see, Innisfree, honey bee, yes, they are having similar sound, so we will mark honeybee again as A, just like Innisfree. Okay, next word is glade. Okay, so what was B sound? Made, so made and glade, yes, they are similar, so we will mark it as B. Okay, so what is the rhyme scheme of first stanza? It is A B A B. Clear? So we can write here, rhyme scheme is A B A B. Okay, so as I have told you that there are 3 stanzas in the poem, and each and every stanza the same rhyme scheme is there, that is A B A B. Clear? One more literary device that we can see here is alliteration. So alliteration is the repetition of the same consonant sound. Okay, so let's see the examples of alliteration here. Let's see, cabin and clay. Cabin, clay, they are having the same sound in the beginning of the words. Okay, so this is the example of alliteration. Okay, one more example of alliteration we can see in live loud. Okay, live loud. Okay, and hive, honey, hive, honey. Okay, so all these words are having the similar sound in the beginning of the words, so all these are the examples of alliteration. Clear? So this was the first stanza of the poem. Now let's see the second stanza. So these are the first two lines of the second stanza. Clear? Let's read the lines. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. Okay, and now the poet explaining more about that place, that is Innisfree, and you know the life that he will have there. Okay, so the poet is saying that you know I shall have some peace there. Okay, so now the poet is saying that you know जब वो वहाँ चले जाएंगे, okay, and when he will build a house for himself, he will grow, you know, 9 rows of beans for himself. Okay, and he will have, you know, some hives of honeybees there, and you know, and he will live there all alone without anyone's company. Okay, so next he is saying that you know जब वो इस तरह से वहाँ पे रहेंगे, then he will have some peace. Okay, why? For peace comes dropping slow. Okay, so he wanted to say कि जो peace होती है, जो calmness होता है, वो कैसे आता है, वो बहुत ही slow, बहुत ही you know gradually आता है. Okay, so जब वो इस तरह से सिटी से दूर चले जाएंगे, मॉडर्नाइजेशन से, कमर्शलाइजेशन से दूर, एक बिल्कुल नेचुरल प्लेस में, एक बिल्कुल सिंपल प्लेस में जाके बहुत ही सिंपल तरीके से रहना स्टार्ट कर देंगे, देन ग्रेजुअली ही विल हैव पीस इन हिज लाइफ. ओके, द पीस दैट ही एक्चुअली वांटेड टू हैव, दैट इज द बिगेस्ट डिजायर इन हिज लाइफ. ओके, सो ही इज सेइंग दैट यू नो देन ओनली आई विल हैव सम पीस इन माई लाइफ, बिकॉज जो पीस है दैट कम्स वेरी स्लोली, दैट कम्स ग्रेजुअली. ओके, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. Okay, next the poet, he is presenting a very beautiful pic of a natural beauty. Okay, so the poet is saying कि जो peace है, it comes dropping from the vales of the morning. Okay, so now let's understand what is the vales of the morning. Okay, so first see what is the word vales means. Vales means you know some covering. Okay, हमने जनरली देखा है कि इस तरह की covering जैसे जो फीमेल होती हैं, they cover their face. Okay, like in this picture we can see here this girl is having veils in front of her face. Okay, so अपने face को cover करने के लिए you know जो cloth use किया जाता है, that is known as a veils. Okay, so the poet is saying कि जो morning होगी, जो Innisfree की, और we can say कोई भी जो natural place है, वहाँ पे जो वहाँ की you know जो mornings होती हैं वो कैसी होती हैं, ऐसा लगता है कि morning ने you know veils पहनी हुई होती हैं. Why? So students, आपने भी देखा होगा यू नो जब कभी भी पॉल्यूशन कम हो जाता है, या आप कभी यू नो हिल स्टेशंस पे जाते हैं, या कहीं पे घूमने आप जाते हैं, या फिर यू नो किसी रूरल एरियाज में जाते हैं जहाँ यू नो कोई पॉल्यूशन नहीं है, बहुत शांति है. ओके, सो वहाँ पे यू नो मॉर्निंग जो होती है वो कैसी होती है, क्लाउडी होती हैं. ओके, हर जगह फॉग होता है. ओके, और हर जगह यू नो हमें क्लियर दिखाई नहीं देता है. ओके, सो उस सीन को पॉइंट यू नो ही इज प्रेजेंटिंग दैट सीन हियर, एंड ही इज यूजिंग द वर्ड वेल्स फॉर दोज क्लाउड्स, फॉर दोज फॉग. ओके, सो ही सेइंग दैट यू नो जो मॉर्निंग होंगी वो इतनी यू नो क्लियर होंगी, जो एयर होगी वो इतनी फ्रेश होगी, नो पोल्यूशन विल बी देयर, और ऐसा लगेगा कि जो मॉर्निंग है ओके दैट इज कवर्ड अंडर सम वेल्स. ओके, टू वेयर द क्रिकेट सिंग्स. ओके, और वो प्लेस ऐसा होगा जहाँ पे यू नो द पॉइंट ही विल बी एबल टू लिसन द म्यूजिक ऑफ द क्रिकेट. ओके, सो नाउ व्हाट इज क्रिकेट? क्रिकेट इज अ काइंड ऑफ इंसेक्ट. ओके, सो इन दिस पिक्चर वी कैन से दिस इज अ क्रिकेट इंसेक्ट. ओके, एंड ही इज एबल टू मेक वेरी लाउड नॉइज. ओके, बट यू नो सिटी में ऑब्वियसली हमें इस तरह का म्यूजिक नहीं सुनाई देता, हमें इस तरह की यू नो इंसेक्ट के, बर्ड्स की आवाज़ें नहीं आती हैं, राइट, बिकॉज यू नो अदर जो नॉइज है वो इतनी ज़्यादा होती है. ओके, बट इन Innisfree when the poet he will be there at that place Innisfree, then he will be able to listen this music that will be produced by the crickets. Okay, so now in these lines the poet is saying that you know when he will be there at that place, that is Innisfree, then he will have some peace in his life, because peace is something that comes very slowly, that comes very gradually. Okay, next he is presenting a very beautiful picture, a very beautiful image, and he is saying that the morning of such places, or we can say the mornings of Innisfree will be like you know it is covered under some veils, because there will be you know so many clouds, there will be you know fog in at the time of the morning, so it will be you know ऐसा लगेगा कि जो morning है उसने you know veils पहना हुआ है. Okay, and you know there the poet he will be able to listen the music that is produced by the cricket, that is a kind of insect. Okay, Next, the poet is saying again, these are the next two lines of the second stanza. Okay, so now the poet is saying, there midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. Okay, so now again the poet is presenting, he is giving some description of that place, that is Innisfree. Okay, so now he is saying कि वहाँ की जो midnight होगी वो कैसी होगी, it will be all glimmer. Okay, glimmer में shiny. Okay, so जो night होगी, the night will be very shiny. Okay, because जो stars हैं वो बिल्कुल clear sky में वो shine करेंगे, they will twinkle, they will shine. So जो nights हैं, they will be very glimmer, they will be very shiny. Okay, and noon a purple glow. Okay, और जो noon होती है ऐसे places की, natural places की, और we can say जो Innisfree है, right, यहाँ की जो noon होगी, so noon will have a पर्पल ग्लो. ओके, बिकॉज जो सन होता है वो जब बिल्कुल ब्राइटली शाइन करता है. ओके, सो जो सनलाइट्स होती हैं, जो सन रेज होती हैं, ओके, दे क्रिएट अ काइंड ऑफ पर्पलिश ग्लो. ओके, अगेन इन द सिटी हमें इस तरह का ग्लो दिखाई नहीं देता. हम रात को भी हमें इतने स्टार्स इतने क्लियर दिखाई नहीं देते, बिकॉज एयर में इतना ज़्यादा पॉल्यूशन होता है, इतनी ज़्यादा डस्ट होती है. ओके, बट जो रूरल एरियाज़ होते हैं और वी कैन से जो नेचुरल प्लेसेस होते हैं, यहाँ पे इतना अर्बनाइजेशन नहीं है, इतना कमर्शलाइजेशन नहीं है, राइट, जहाँ पे अभी भी नेचुरल ब्यूटी है. ओके, सो वहाँ पे जो जो रात होती हैं वो बिल्कुल अलग होती हैं, स्टार्स बिल्कुल क्लियर शाइन करते हुए दिखाई देते हैं. ओके, और जो दिन के समय जो नून होती हैं उस समय भी जो सन लाइट होती है, जो सन रेज होती हैं वो इतनी ब्राइटली आती हैं दैट दे क्रिएट अ काइंड ऑफ पर्पलिश ग्लो. ओके, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. Okay, and the evenings of that place will be full of the linnet's wings. Okay, so what is linnet? Linnet is a kind of bird. It is a small bird of brown and grey color. Okay, so in this picture we can see this is linnet bird. It is very beautiful, very colorful bird. Okay, so poet is saying कि evening में क्या होगा, जो sky है that will be full of the linnet's wings. Okay, जो linnet bird है वो evening के टाइम यहाँ पे फ्लाई करेंगे, स्काई में फ्लाई करेंगे, एंड द स्काई इट विल बी फुल विथ लिनेट बर्ड्स विंग्स, और वी कैन से द स्काई विल बी फुल ऑफ लिनेट बर्ड्स. ओके, सो ये सारी जो पिक्चर्स हैं, सारी जो इमेज हैं, ये पॉइंट मिस कर रहे हैं, जबकि वो कहाँ है, सिटी में है. ओके, बिकॉज ये सब चीज़ें उन्होंने अपने बचपन में देखी हैं, व्हेन ही वाज अ स्मॉल चाइल्ड एंड व्हेन ही वाज एट Innisfree. ओके, सो ही अगेन वांटेड टू गो टू दैट प्लेस Innisfree बिकॉज ही वांटेड टू एंजॉय all these natural beauties. He wanted to see all these scenes there in Innisfree. Okay, so one more time we can revise that कौन कौन से सीन हैं जो पोइट ने Innisfree में हमें बताए हैं. So let's see. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द पॉइंट इज सेइंग जो वहाँ की मॉर्निंग्स हैं. ओके, सो मॉर्निंग में भी इतनी इतनी क्लाउडी मॉर्निंग होगी, इतना फॉग होगा वहाँ पे कि ऐसे लगेगा दैट मॉर्निंग इट इज़ हैविंग अ काइंड ऑफ वेल. ओके, सो जो वेल वर्ड है इट इज़ यूज टू रिप्रेजेंट द क्लाउड, सो वी कैन से इट इज़ यूज टू रिप्रेजेंट द फॉग. ओके, एंड देयर द पॉइंट ही विल बी एबल टू लिसन द सॉन्ग्स, द म्यूजिक दैट इज क्रिएटेड बाय द द क्रिकेट दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ एन इंसेक्ट. Okay, next the poet is saying that the midnight of that place will be very shiny because stars will be there in the sky, stars will be twinkling, stars will be shining in the sky. Okay, and the noon will have a purplish glow because sun will shine so brightly, sunlights and sun rays will create a kind of purplish glow. Okay, and the evenings of that place will be full with the linnet's wings. Okay, so when the bird linnet they will fly in the sky, so the sky will be full with their wings. Okay, so this is the second stanza of the poem. Clear? Now let's discuss some of the literary devices. First of all, let's see the rhyme scheme. So rhyme scheme is the same as I have told you earlier. Okay, so जो rhyme scheme हमने first stanza में पढ़ी थी, the same rhyme scheme is there in the second and in the third stanza. Okay, so let's see. The first word is slow. We will mark slow as A. Clear? Second word is sing. So sings is a new sound. We will mark it as B. Okay. Next word is glow. Okay. So what is the first word? A. Slow. Slow and glow. Yes, they are similar. So glow will be A. Okay, next is a wings. So what is B sound? Sings. Sings and wings, yes, they are similar. So again wings will be B. Okay, so the rhyme scheme of second stanza again it is A B A B. Okay, clear? One more literary device that is used in the second stanza is personification. So students, what is personification? Personification we have discussed earlier in some poem. Personification is a kind of literary device in which poets they give some human qualities to non-human object. Okay, so now here we can see the poet is personifying the morning. Why? Because उन्होंने morning को कैसे present किया है? He presented morning as an object who is having some kind of veil in front of her face. Okay, जिसकी वजह से जो face है वो clearly दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है, इस तरह से उन्हें मॉर्निंग को प्रेजेंट किया गया है. सो पॉइंट ने मॉर्निंग को पर्सोनिफाई कर दिया है. दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ पर्सोनिफिकेशन. क्लियर? वन मोर लिटरेरी डिवाइस दैट इज देयर इज मेटाफर. So what is metaphor? Metaphor is a kind of comparison. Okay, so here we can see the word veils. The word veils is used to present clouds, so we can say a kind of fog. Okay, so this is the example of metaphor. Clear? Now let's see the third stanza. So these are the first two lines of the third stanza. Okay, let's read the lines. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. Okay, so now the poet is saying, he is saying I will arise and go now. Okay, so again we can see that this line is the repetition of the first line of the poem. Okay, so now again this is the use of repetition. Okay, और जो repetition होता है poet क्यों use करते हैं? Repetition use किया जाता है to lay emphasis on his idea. Okay, so the poet is showing his determination, the poet is showing his keen desire. Okay, that how much determined he is, how much eager he is to go to that place that is Innisfree. Okay, so one more time repeating the thing, he is saying that he just wanted to arise, he just wanted to stand up, he just wanted to wake up and he wanted to go to that place that is Innisfree. Okay, why? For always night and day. Okay, so now the poet is saying that वो इतने ज़्यादा डेस्परेट, इतने ज़्यादा ईगर क्यों है इनिस्फ्री जाने के लिए? बिकॉज जब वो अपनी सिटी में सिटी लाइफ इंजॉय कर रहे हैं, सो ऑलवेज डे एंड नाइट उनके मन में एक ही बात चलती है. ओके, पूरे दिन हो रात हो, एवरी टाइम देयर इज ओनली वन आइडिया इन हिज माइंड, देयर इज ओनली वन थॉट इन हिज माइंड, इन हिज हार्ट. ओके, एंड नेक्स्ट ही इज सेइंग दैट आई हियर द लेक वाटर लैपिंग विथ लो साउंड्स बाय द शोर. ओके, सो द poet is saying that when he is in the city, okay, then also he is able to hear the lake. Okay, so as the title of the poem is the lake isle of Innisfree, it means जो place है Innisfree पे there is one lake is there. Okay, so the poet is saying कि Innisfree की जो lake है, okay, उसके जो water है, okay, जब वो water lap करता है, okay, so what is lapping? Lapping means to strike or to hit. Okay, so the poet is saying कि जो Innisfree में जो lake है, okay, and the lake water that is striking, that is hitting, किसके साथ वो hit कर रहा है? shore. Okay, so what is shore? Shore is the edge of a water body. Okay, so जो lake का जो shore है, जो lake का edge है, okay, so जो water है वो जो edge है वहाँ से बार बार hit कर रहा है, उसको उससे बार बार strike कर रहा है. so वो जो आवाज़ create होती है water की, so the poet is able to hear that water when he is in the city. Okay, and when always night and day. Okay, so ये बात कहते हुए the poet is showing his keen desire, right, that how much he determined to go to this place. Why? Because when he is in city, then also उनका जो mind है, we can say his heart is there at Innisfree. Okay, this is the reason that he is in city. Okay, physically he is there in city. Okay, but his heart, his mind, they are not with him, they are in only that place that is Innisfree, and this is the reason he is able to listen, he is able to hear the water sound, okay, the sound of the lake water when they, you know, when they strike, when they clash, when they hit the shore, okay. So समय जो आवाज़ प्रोड्यूस होती है वो आवाज़, you know, poet is able to listen when he is in the city. Clear? Next the poet is saying, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core, okay. So now the poet is saying that when he is in the city, okay, और cities में generally क्या होता है, city is full of roadways, city is full of pavements of grey color, okay. So what is pavements? In this picture we can see this is pavement, okay, and this is made of grey color, okay. So now the poet is describing the city life, okay. इससे पहले second stanza में, you know, we have seen so many beautiful pictures of a natural place, of a place that is full of natural beauties, okay. But now the poet is describing the city, okay. और city को describe करने के लिए उन्होंने क्या words use किए? He is saying that, you know, city is full of roads and city is full of pavements that is of grey color, okay. So we all know that, you know, जो grey color होता है वो कितना, you know, dull होता है, बिल्कुल भी, you know, lively color नहीं होता, okay. So poet, you know, एक तरह से contrast जो है, so he is presenting a kind of contrast, okay, and he is saying that, you know, the life that will be there at Innisfree, it will be full of life, it will be full of colors, okay, it will be so colorful, it will be so beautiful, and it will be so joyful, okay. But now when he is in the city, so his life is so dull, his life is having no colors, there is no enjoyment in his heart, in his mind, okay. So he is saying that, you know, that when he is in the city and when he is standing on the roadways or when he is standing on the pavement that is made of grey color, so at that time he is able to hear it. What is it? It is the sound of the lake water, okay. So he is able to hear the sound of the lake water in the deep heart's core, okay. So what is the deep heart's core means? He is having the echo of that water in his heart, okay. So he is showing the attachment, the deep attachment that he is having with that place that is Innisfree, okay. So he is saying that, you know, physically he is in the city, right, but he is able to feel the echo, he is able to hear the echo of the sound water that is, you know, produced by the lake water, okay. वो वहाँ पे, you know, water वहाँ पे है, lake वहाँ पे है और वो वहाँ पे, you know, जो sound create हो रही है, okay. But you know, poet is having so much attachment with that place that the poet is able to listen that sound when he is in the city, okay. And he is presenting the contrast. He is saying that, you know, the life in that place that is Innisfree, it will be so colorful, it will be so beautiful, so much natural beauty is there, okay, and so many birds, so many insects are there, okay. So it is a place full of natural beauty, full of natural objects, full of natural things, okay. But the city life, it is very dull, okay. There is no enjoyment, there is no color, there is no liveliness in the life that is there in the city. Clear? So this is the third stanza of the poem. Let's see some of the literary devices. First of all, rhyme scheme, as I have told you earlier, rhyme scheme is the same in all these stanzas. So let's see, let's mark. First word is day, it will be A, okay. Next is shore, shore will be B, clear. Next word is grey, okay. So first word was day, day and grey are same, it will be A. And last is core, okay. So shore and core, yes, they are same, so again it will be B, okay. So the rhyme scheme of third stanza is again A, B, clear. So students, we have completed the poem. I hope the poem is very much clear to you all. It is very simple poem, easy to read, easy to understand. No deeper meaning is there in the poem. Poet just wanted to show his feelings. He just wanted to show his emotions, okay. And he wanted to show his attachment with that place that is Innisfree, okay. And why the poet is having that much of attachment with that place? Because it is a very natural place. It is having a lot of natural beauty. It is full with so many natural things and natural objects, okay. And the life there will be so colorful, so meaningful, okay, so beautiful, okay. But when he is in the city, so he is not enjoying his life, okay. So जो city life का modernization है और we can say जो commercialization है, जो urbanization है, okay. So poet को वो सब चीज़ें बिल्कुल भी पसंद नहीं है. According to him, the life in the city is very dull. It is, you know, totally colorless. No color is there, no joy is there in the city life, okay. So this is is the reason the poet, he wanted to just, he wanted to escape, he wanted to go to that place that is Innisfree, okay. And the word Innisfree, or we can say the place Innisfree, represent all the natural beauty, all the places that are having natural beauty, all the places that are full with natural beauties, okay. So the poet, he is having that much of attachment with the nature, he is having that much of attachment with the natural beauty, that he just wanted to leave the city life and he just wanted to go to a natural place to enjoy the natural beauty, right, to have all the natural things all around him, okay. And he wanted to go there all alone because he actually don't want any kind of disturbance, right. वो किसी की भी कंपनी नहीं चाहते हैं, वो सिर्फ नेचुरल चीज़ों के बीच में, नेचर के बीच में रहना चाहते हैं, उसके अलावा उन्हें किसी की भी कंपनी नहीं चाहिए, ओके. एंड द पोएट, ही इज एबल टू प्रेजेंट सो मैनी ब्यूटीफुल पिक्चर्स इन द पोम दैट आफ्टर रीडिंग द पोम आई एम वेरी मच श्योर कि आप सब भी चाहते होंगे कि वैकेशंस पे जाएं, किसी ऐसी जगह पे जाएं दैट इज़ फुल ऑफ नेचुरल ब्यूटी, जहाँ पे इस तरह का नेचुरल सीन, जो रात के समय का स्काई है, ओके, जो नून का पर्पलिश ग्लो है, ओके, और जो मॉर्निंग है दैट इज़ सो क्लाउडी. सो ये सब चीज़ें हम भी देख पाए, हम भी एक्सपीरियंस कर पाए, ओके. सो द पोएट, ही इज़ एबल टू कन्वे हिज मैसेज वेरी ब्यूटीफुली with the help of all these beautiful lines, okay. So I hope the explanation part and all the lecture devices that we have discussed, everything is clear to you all. And in the next video we will see the comprehension part, we will see the summary, and then we will solve the questions, okay. So see you in the next video, students. Thank you.